Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast.
Hey guys, today Dan is going to be talking about the idea of visualization.
So, what is the idea of visualization? Basically, what you do is you take an activity that you do or you would like to do more of, and you visualize yourself doing that activity. You go through all the motions in your head and you imagine that you're actually doing that activity. For example, you're doing basic hip action in rumba or cha-cha or any dance, or it could be in the sport you dribbling a soccer ball or a basketball. So this idea can be applied to practically anything. Practically anything. Cooking, drawing, painting, genuinely anything, even talking. So a study was done on this idea to prove if it's worthy or not. Three groups of basketball players shot basketballs into the basketball hoops for 2 minutes. They recorded that test. Then, for the next 2 weeks, the first group practiced every day for 20 minutes. The second group didn't practice at all. And the third group of the basketball players visualized themselves playing basketball, shooting hoops. They went through every single action that they're doing in their mind, imagined themselves doing all those actions. And in the end, after the 2 weeks, they ran another test to see if there was improvement or if there was any change. Group number one improved a little bit, obviously, because they were practicing, there was supposed to be some improvement. Group number two obviously got worse. They didn't do anything. And group number three got surprisingly much better than expected. So, what do we learn from this? Everything that we do is in our head. When we dance and something is not working is because we don't understand it correctly. That's why when students slowly become teachers or assistants, we start to dance better because we start to explain different actions to different kids. We start to explain it like we're explaining it to a 5 year old. So we're explaining it to them and simultaneously we're explaining it to ourselves. We start to understand it better and we start to actually do those things that we're telling the other kids to do. Similar thing is going on here. You're telling yourself what to do. For example, let's take a simple, again, back to like the pendulum hip action for Roomba. You will sit down for, let's say, 20 minutes or less or more, depending on how comfortable you are with this idea. You would sit down and you would close your eyes. You would try to eliminate all distractions. So basically, in your room, maybe before bed or before everyone wakes up, so the house is quiet, there's no distractions, you would sit down and you would close your eyes and you would start dancing in your head. Actually, figure skaters are known for doing this. When they have an injury, they would always visualize themselves going through all their dances, going through all their moves, so they don't get worse as they're recovering from their injuries. We can still use this when we don't have injuries because it's going to make us better. We're going to be already prepared for our next practice session. And we're just going to understand all the knowledge that we have much better. Our body is going to be much more, let's say, what's the right word? It would receive the information better, right? When you're thinking about all the actions that your arm is doing, that your hip is doing, that your muscles are doing, once you sit every day for 20 minutes thinking about and visualizing yourself dancing, your body is still working. You are still feeling those muscles working. You're imagining it. When you start dancing, when you actually go to your practice or training sessions, your body's already have like it's familiar because you already thought about it. So all the actions that you're doing are super familiar for you. They're helping you progress faster. You're going to get all of those actions done faster. You're going to get used to them faster. And they're going, most importantly, they're going to get into your muscle memory faster. Basically, that's the whole idea of visualizing dance. You can do this with talking. Literally, if let's say you got into negotiating, let's say you took a course on negotiating, you can sit down and imagine yourself talking to someone and you going over all the things that you learned, all the different techniques and all the different speech patterns and everything that you learned from the course. You can genuinely just go over it in your head over and over again. And you will just feel more confident when you actually do it, like when you actually start talking to someone. I'm actually going to try this out um, for my next competition that I'm going to. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try, instead of physically going over my routine before my competition, I'll go over to my head. I'll still warm up so my body's ready, but I will go through all of the things that I need to do in my head. I will visualize myself doing them. I want to see if there's a difference from doing it physically and doing it mentally. So once I try, I'll get back to you guys and let you know about my findings. Sound like a professor or a scientist saying this. But yeah, this is basically what it is. It's super interesting. A lot of people are skeptical about it because it's kind of hard to explain to someone. But if you guys know what I'm talking about, great. Try it out. Let us know what you think. And yes, this is it, guys. Thank you for listening. See you guys
Bye,
next time.
guys.